going down fast. We've got loads under ban, like, but I mean, we always use our outside. Water's hardly got into these round ones yet, but we've got loads inside. I mean, we are nowhere near. We'll never be short because we've bailed everything this time. Rape, straw, what we always do. We even gather up loose bales. You know, if we get, because sometimes, well, we had quite a few from round bale this time. Bloody net rat was terrible. And yeah, or the roll on. They don't roll on stubble after kicker, and Ollie nips them, you know, nips them with back door. And yeah, we go and gather them all up, bed up for weeks. We do in harvest. That's I don't know whether you can see from here, but that's a sign of global warming. Me uncle was saying them egrets. They're oh god, there is a name. Egrets anyway, white like a heron type bird stalk. And they're coming more north, you know, because the climate's getting warmer. I think they've had them down south quite a long while, but they used to be on, you know, European bird, and they're coming over, so they're adapting to the milder climates. It's a gloomy hard morning. I thought it was going to be a bit brighter than this, but it's yeah, real dowly. That's what we say up north, dowly. It's a dowly morning. Crows have been a menace on that wheat. In fact, I'll frighten the buggers off now. They don't like that. Jet ain't scared of fireworks, eh, Jet? You ain't bothered. Up and at it fairly early. I think it's about 7 o'clock, maybe quarter past something like that. Just bedded cattle up because we didn't do them yesterday. Got in a bit of a state with this damp weather. So give them a good bedding and a new silage. The silage we're using is really good stuff. We stopped using the dry stuff because it's saleable for us folk. So we're using this. Oh. It's real sweet, it's lovely stuff, and they're really tucking in at it. They're doing really well actually, they're really shifting. I think it was the right decision to bring them in fairly early before it got wet, because they were going backwards a little bit. So yeah, I faulted one actually. There was one stood back as though it was tight in guts, as though it had too much barley. I can't think it's in, it must be eating. Oh no, it could be, could be this one. So oh no, because it was all shitty at its back. But no, they seem alright. I don't know where this job's going though, I really don't. I mean, it all seems to this bloody summit they're having in Glasgow, it's all about farming practices are knackering the world, but there's a lot of mouths to feed, isn't there? I don't know whether we'll all be eating out of petri dishes and test tubes in future, or whether such as cattle and sheep won't be able to go outside. They'll have to be in like contained sheds where they put fresh air in and pull the air out at the other end, you know, draw it out and take the methane out and use the methane. I don't know how much methane do they produce, like, I don't know. But and then on the other hand, they're doing deals with Australia and New Zealand to bring the bloody stuff in, so don't weigh up to me. What did I don't even know who the agricultural minister is. Me and my pal it was very switched on. We were saying yesterday they change them that much. Who is the bloody, is it a lady? No offence to ladies, they probably do a good job, but ours has said about this New Zealand lamb deal, which she said that it'll be good for the lamb industry because you'll put lamb on the table, not just at Easter. Where did she get that from? There's lamb available all year round in this country. And this is a lady who's supposed to be running this country and knows about farming. Well, my opinion, the agricultural minister should be a man or a woman who's grown up on a farm or been interested in farming since she was 3 and gone through the ranks and learnt stuff and got to 50-year-old or 60-year-old with masses of knowledge from the bottom to the top, you know, from where it's come from to where it's sold and the markets. you know, but they haven't. You know, why haven't they got that? You know, but they don't. They get a muppet out of bloody Oxford or Cambridge or some university who's done all these degrees in nothing and have no common sense whatsoever. And they're running our country. Anyway, I'm getting political and deep, so crack on with the day. We've got tractor McCormick's pissing, excuse my French, leaking oil out, so we have to mend that. Phil's got some edges to do before it gets really wet. He wants to just, before he starts making wheeling. So I want him to do some edging. I've got some, pigs to feed. Pigs to all bed up because they're in a bit of a state with this damp weather. Makes a hell of a difference, does the damp weather, to the amount of straw you used. So they're to sort out. Ollie's there on a mad rush at Livo's contracting to mop the last maize up. They reckon 10 days, a fortnight at most, as long as weather doesn't turn too bad. They'll be finished, so it's gone all right for them. And Ollie's ready for a break though. He's sick at hours. He's been away at 5:45 this morning, and I think it was 9 or half past last night when he rolled in. So, you know, it's all right for young lads, but I won't want to do it now. I used to do it, but no, I don't mind your 6 o'clock starts. But I like to be, this time of year, I like to be going in at 5 or half past. So, but yeah, real pleased with these cattle. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and all it seems to be is growing food in containers. You know, this fancy lighting, what do they call it? Bloody, I don't know. Our Daniel, my oldest lad, he's been involved with it, where they put it in these trays, in this fancy lighting. Some hydroponics, is it? Where they don't need no soil, they just grow in water. But they say when they take it out of the trays, if it isn't used within hours, it's gone. You know, there's got no life whatsoever. So, but I don't know what the answer is really. But then rules and regulations got rid of all big slaughterhouses. You know, because it was that hard work to keep up to standard. And standards were good in these little slaughterhouses. I can remember one in Seaton Ross used to kill what he sold in his shop, a real busy shop. But I think it was when we went into Europe and the rules and regulations got that stringent that they thought, bugger it, you know, it's not worth carrying on, we'll buy it in from a big slaughterhouse. So them bloody miles, the cattle, sheep, pigs travel from farm to slaughterhouse back to butchers. You know, it's all meat miles, if you want to call it. Call it meat miles, veg miles, whatever you want to call it. I want to see the days where we have a big step back and there's more tiny little farm shops selling anything from your seasonal vegetables, locally grown stuff. You see your local beef, lamb and pork in a little freezer cabinet, but it needs to be reasonably priced, not like these arty-farty bloody farm shops. What you go and you can have a cup of tea and a scone at bloody at £5. You don't want that. You want just basic shelving with basic grub at a basic price. You know, let's have a back step. You know, and let's go against all these big corporations. Your big 6 supermarkets, whoever they are, you know, who are ruling the roost, who predict what they're going to pay the producer. It's a lot of rubbish, I mean. But anyway, right, I'm going on now, so let me get some work done. Oh, that's a fine beast. That is a bloody beauty. Whoever's bred that, they've got some real nice stock. By the time that, I don't know whether you can see in this light, but by the time that ginger one's finished, you know, it's gonna be fine beef, is that. I mean, looking down back of them, they look bloody mint. They really do. I'm really chuffed. So, apart from you, little squirt, and you're a plain bloody thing. Well, it's nicely shaped, but plain. Right, that's it. Treating myself to a Milwaukee torch. Look, it's marvellous. Yeah, behind there. There's an O-ring behind there, look. The trouble is, to do it, you have to take that pipe off, that pipe. Oh, that union. No, you leave that one alone. Oh, that pipe. You have to take that union completely off, because that won't turn. So it baffles me what all these pipes do. You know, obviously they're necessary to make this tractor run, but they want all them pipes on a bloody 956 or a 3050, was there? You know, years back. But this McCormick tractor, it's been on farm since new. We bought it, well, a local dealership down the road started selling them, and a good mate of mine worked there. And actually, the Case International MX135 was a bloody good tractor, and this has been a good tractor, but it ain't a John Deere. I mean, it was £8,000 cheaper than the equivalent John Deere, which would be a 6820, something like that in that era. And yeah, £8,000 we thought was a lot of money, but if you think about it now, the John Deere would be worth £8,000 more, and the 6820 was a marvellous tractor. So we'd have been better off with a 6820, but no, it's done us proud. It's had some really hard work, seriously hard work. 4-metre combi, did all muck spreading, and it's been bred to death all its life. And all we've had a gearbox fault, which was quite major. Broke down on main road about bloody 5 o'clock one night, and our Ollie was stuck on the bloody junction. People waving and going on, and you know, they could see he was in bother, and now it was out, there was hello. Anyway, we managed to get him dragged off, and panic over, but people have got no patience nowadays. But anyway, back to the tractor. Yeah, it's been a good tractor. We had a total disaster with it one day though. It was when Ollie first left school, and it was muck leading, and there was nothing wrong with the hitch. We can't understand it, and the bloody trailer came off the hook and went straight through the cab roof. It took the cab roof off, straight through the back window, above his seat, and through the roof. In fact, if I've got a picture of it, I'll put it on, because how we want and lesson learned. Check your drawbars, check your hitches. If you've got a hitch where your pins aren't locking in properly, get it sorted out, because it could have killed him. And we think that, well, we put a new drawbar on the trailer, because a real chunky one as well, because we're thinking it could have been that what was at fault, because we couldn't fault the tractor. We got Frank to look at it, and he studied the tractor, and NFU insurance wanted to study the tractor, and we couldn't find nothing wrong with it. But anyway, the bloody thing came off, shoved drawbar straight through the roof. Oh Christ. As I say, I think Ollie's got some pictures on his phone. I'll put them on if I can work out how to do it. But no, good tractor. So yeah, I'd say get that pipe mended for Phil, and get him off edge cutting. So right, I'm ottering on now, so we'll get something done. Just doing a bit of work at this Beck, what goes right through our middle of our farm. It starts at the foot of the walls, and then it meanders down into local town, which has grown, well, double in my lifetime. I think it's twice as big as it was when I was a kid. And there's all that surface water coming down through our farm. So if we don't keep on top of it, it just, like the Environment Agency do bugger all nowadays. I mean, they do send people, but it's total waste of time. Total waste of time, total waste of money. And you can see it level. The level, I don't know whether you can see, we had water up to there other day. That's where sort of the level was. It stood that up. And, I mean, and to be fair, we hadn't had a lot of rain. So, I mean, but every year we come down and just tidy bits up and just straighten it up. I mean, you can see. In fact, I can't understand why the Environment Agency can't see this. I mean, it ain't in bad condition really, but it's just meandering through. It's just sort of half the speed what it should be. Well, what we do we just sort of straighten it up here and there, push a few of these willow trees out road, and just make it so it's got a straight road run through. You know, there's nothing it can get. It can sort of steer it into trouble. I mean, there's a bit there what's come. It wants taking out. That side wants taking out. But if you look what I've done up here. I mean, not butchering it. Not butchering it at all. But it runs twice as fast, half as deep. But why the Environment Agency can't see why that's the answer, I don't know. You know, yeah, disturbing a bit of wildlife, but I don't know. One day, it was a fridge from scrapyard. I don't know how it got out over at scrapyard wall, but it had got across way over a fridge freezer, and it had blocked up in a little bridge. Well, we dug it out in one of my early videos, if you look back. And it got crossed over a bridge, and it flooded about 40 acre was a lake. Our neighbour got a brunt of it, and all this field in here, was just a lake one morning, you know, because that water couldn't go down here, and came over banks, made a right bloody mess, it did. I mean, we actually dug the fridge out, let the water go, and we let it back into a dike, and got rid of it. It nearly got rid of it as fast as it can. But bloody hell, I mean, if you don't keep on top of these ditches, that you can have a right mess. So yeah, we just tied it up. It takes me, what's it take me, 6 hours. 6 hours to do with our hard digger. I mean, why they don't have some subcontractors, you know, with some half decent machines, but now to do jobs. If your digger ain't 2 year, 3 year, if your digger's more than 3 year old, you ain't allowed on spot. What's all that about? You know, I mean, there's some good men with good old machines. Let them loose on these jobs at a fair price as well. You know, instead of we'll price it at 10 grand to do this, to look after this. £50 an hour, a fair rate. Crack on. You know what you're doing. There's wires. Be careful at wires and crack on. I mean, if they hit wires, it's their own bloody fault, isn't it? I think nowadays. I mean, accidents happen, but you have to be cautious and do your own risk assessments. You don't have to write it down. You do your own risk assessments as you're going along. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. Anyway, we're going to have an hour at this, but bloody batteries are flat on digger. Jeez. We've actually bought this thing. It's marvellous. Left it out all night, so it'll be alright, I think. I've only just bought it. It's like a starter charger. Well, a booster, sorry. Put that on there. And that. .24 volt it. Yeah, bought it off internet. I think it was 200 quid. Because the amount, I mean, we're running hard diggers and one thing or another. The amount of time we could just do with a booster charger. I could hear you saying, get a couple of batteries bought, you tight sod. But I'm from Yorkshire, aren't I? See? Job's a good one. fish though. It's a little minnow. I tried to pick them up. We've got minnows, gudgeon. See, it's this little fella. That's another minnow. Oh, that's a stickleback. It's a little stickleback, that one. Should catch them as kids. I mean, there will be a few perish, but if I see them, I'd like to pick them up. In fact, I don't think I could do it full time. Oh, you got smuck on you. I don't think I could do it full time. I'm getting outdone a bit. I'm always on and off. Now then, Sunday evening. Not a cloud in the sky. It feels like it could be a frost. So, well done if you've got this far in this video, because I've gone on a bit. So, yeah, had a good day yesterday. Sold a big Dowswell plough to Ollie Harrison, Ollie's blogs. Yeah, give him a look if you don't watch him already. He's interesting, knowledgeable fella. Got a lot going on. So he bought that. We've got a busy week looking at us. There's some drilling. There's some muck to take up to Burnby if it keeps dry. There's a lot of spraying and all sorts of jobs. So, but if you like these videos, tick and subscribe and. Or like and subscribe, sorry, I keep saying wrong stuff. And yeah, we do 2 a week, one on a Friday, one on a Sunday. But anyway, bye for now.